Good morning, guys. Mr. Parisi here, and today we are going to be talking about credit cards. So, what we want to be able to do, we want to be able to define credit cards and credit limit. We want to be able to distinguish between major credit cards and store credit cards. We want to know what's included in credit card statements, understand finance charge and when it applies, define retro interest and how it applies, and calculate finance charges. Last but not least, we want to understand the advantages and disadvantages of credit cards. Whoops, lost my screen there. Advantages and disadvantages of credit cards. So, let's jump right into it. First up, credit cards. Credit cards are a card authorizing the purchases on credit. It allows the card holder to acquire goods and services on demand. Basically, the big difference between a credit card and your debit card is credit card, you are borrowing the money. Debit card is money you already have. Your credit limit is how much you could spend. It's based on your credit score, basically a grade on how reliable you are at paying back money. If you're a new creditor, they will offer you a lower credit limit. In most cases too, because they don't trust you yet. Once you prove you're good at on-time payments, you can call and request an increase. Sometimes they just give you an increase. But when you start, you get your first credit card, it'll probably be a low limit. They might give you like, hey, my first one was $500. And then as you prove that you're good with credit cards, it'll go up over time. Right after high school and into college, they target you because you do not know the difference and entice you with freebies. So basically, that's how they get a lot of people to get into credit card debt, is if you are uneducated and don't understand how credit cards work, you could end up paying a lot of money that you don't have to if you're smart with your credit card usage. The two different types of credit cards, we have major credit cards and we have store credit cards. Your majors are your Chase, your Sapphire, American Express, Discover. Store credit cards are the ones that you get from stores like a Best Buy card, a Kohl's card, Amazon card, JCPenney's, Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, Orville's, whatever. These are cards that you get right at the store. It just, the major credit cards are the one you would use everywhere. The store credit cards, you're kind of limited to just using at that store. Cards are often offered to get you a lower amount of interest. So I just went to Orville's to buy a washer and dryer, and I have a store credit card. It's the first store credit card I've ever gotten was from there, and the whole reason behind it, me getting it, is they gave me the first year I don't pay any interest if I pay it off in full. So that was very nice. I'm not paying any interest. It gives me a little bit of time to pay off the washer and dryer because it's an expensive purchase. And it's just kind of a nice little thing that they do. But you got to be careful, because if you do not pay it off in full by the end of that 0% financing period, you get hit hard with interest. So I need to make sure next year my washer and dryer are paid off before December. So we just talked about credit cards and credit limits. And we distinguish between major credit cards and store credit cards. So this is an example of one of those major credit cards, and there's different things that they offer. So the cool thing is you get rewards. I have a Southwest card, and I get a lot of flights paid for every year. Okay, so I do have an annual fee. When on my Southwest card, mine is a $99 annual fee, but every dollar I spend gets me points towards flights, and I end up going down to visit my brother who lives in North Carolina at least once a year. So it pays for 2-3 flights a year sometimes. So that $99 is nothing compared to the $400 or $500 that those flights would cost. So I end up making out a lot more by having that Southwest credit card and paying for things on that than if I would just be using my debit card. Okay. When you do sign up for cards, a lot of times they have welcome bonuses. So this first part of this is kind of unrealistic for most people, is you'd get 100,000 bonus miles, which is a ton, if you spend $20,000 in the first year you have your account. That is a lot of money. I haven't even hit that yet in 1 year. That's so much money to be spending. So it might work for some people, it might not work for others. But they say, hey, if you only spend $3,000 in the first 3 months, which is a little bit more manageable, you get 50,000 miles. So there's different things that you can get if you are signing up for a credit card. But the thing you got to be aware of is the interest rates are much higher on credit cards. Okay, interest rates are, here it says 17 to 24%. It could go up to like 38% in some instances. So you got to proceed with caution with credit cards. Here are some of the no-fee credit cards. So when you first start out, it's not a bad thing to get a credit card that doesn't have an annual fee. Your rewards might not be as good, but those are just some that if you don't want to pay an annual fee, check those out. So store credit cards. Businesses must pay a certain percentage of a sale, issuing the credit card to cover any liabilities in case accounts may not be paid. So some examples are Value City pays this bank to allow their customers to take out a charge card and pay back a loan. So this is just kind of how the store credit cards work. But basically, you're just getting a credit card through a store. If you go, like we said, I just got mine from Orville's. You could go to Home Depot, Lowe's, and sometimes people just do this when it's on a larger purchase. If you're buying furniture, if you're buying appliances, things like that. So your account statement lists all the items that you've purchased and other transactions. It shows all the activity in the account during a 1-month period, and many credit card companies allow you to review your statements online and make payments by electronic transfer of funds. Super convenient. I pay all my bills online. It just makes things a little bit easier for me. Way easier to keep track of, way easier to pay them, I think. So that's how I go about it. Your statement indicates, it shows you your finance charge, which just means interest, okay? All of your purchases, your payments, your credits, and your new balance, how much you owe at the end of the month. So now we know what is included in credit card statements. Finance charge, we talked about, is just a fancy way of saying the interest on an account. That's the extra money you pay from borrowing money from your credit card company. If you do not pay your previous bill in full, I can't stress this enough, when you get a credit card statement, pay it all off. Otherwise, you are paying extra money that goes towards nothing. It's just the credit card company puts it right in their pocket, okay? The credit card or the charge account company adds a finance charge, that's your interest, for not paying the total amount owed by the due date. So that's every month. Paying the minimum payment does not count for the APR exemption, meaning if you just make the minimum payment, you are getting hit with interest. Most credit cards charge up to 38%. That's like the high end. I think a lot of them are usually right around 30 or a little bit less, but they can go up to 38% for any payments not paid in full. This is the reason many people cannot crawl out of debt. Once you start accumulating interest on your credit cards, it's very hard to pay it all off. Many stores will offer you 0% APR interest, okay? That's when you purchase a major item. That's like me purchasing my washer and dryer. But you must figure out, you need to make sure that you pay everything off by the end of that time period. For me, it's 12 months. So I need to make sure everything is paid off. Otherwise, you get hit with this retro interest, which is interest from every month that you saved has now been added to your balance. This is another reason why people get stuck. Ms. Baker has a story about this. You should ask her about it. Where she kind of got stuck. She didn't pay off her purchase before that 12 months, and she got hit with so much interest and basically paid double for her couch, which is not something you want to do because those are expensive items. Okay, so that's how finance charge works, and retro interest, which we don't like. No good. Now let's do a little bit of math here. So here we go. It says Chase credit card offered Sal a credit line of $4,000. His average daily balance is $1,580. He could not pay his bill in full. So that means he's now charged 34% interest on the remaining balance. The company requires a minimum payment of $185.79. Find out how much he now owes in interest. So first step, we need to subtract your payment, which means I'm going to take that $1,580 and I'm going to subtract that minimum payment of $185.79. Ideally, you want to pay off that whole $1,580, but we can't hit all of that. So when I do that subtraction, I still owe $1,394.21. That's your current balance, okay? So after that, it says step 2, 34% is based on the year. We need to get that to monthly. So going from yearly to monthly, you're just going to divide by 12. So I'm going to take 34% and I'm going to divide it by 12. This is going to get me a percentage of 2.83%. Now we go with that operation that we always use with percents, multiplication. I'm going to take my $1,394.21 and I'm going to multiply it by 0.0283 to figure out how much interest I have to pay. So when I do that, it comes out to $39.46 in interest. Okay, we do not like interest. This just is money that's going for absolutely nothing. And last but not least, we're going to find our new balance. We are just going to take that $13.94.21 and we are going to add that $39.46 to get my new balance, which is $14.33.67. So it's almost like the interest payment just cancels out with the, or not the interest payment, the interest that you get right here. It's almost like, you know, it just takes away from that minimum payment, and it's just, I don't know, such a bad feeling when you're paying money and then you're just getting charged again, and this money goes towards nothing. So pay off your whole credit card statement. Okay, so my next one, this is going to be like your homework questions, so follow these when you're going through your homework. First things first is it says your average daily balance is $600. You're going to subtract that 100, so 600 minus 100 is going to get me a new balance of $500. So that is how much money you still owe after you make a payment. Now your finance charge, again, this is for the year, so we need to divide it by 12. So that 27 divided by 12 is actually going to get me 2.25%. So my new percentage, 2.25%, is what I'm going to be using to find my interest. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to say, hey, 500 times that 0.025 or 225, and that's going to get me how much money I owe in interest, which is $11.25. I know it might not seem like a ton of money, but it is more than you want to pay. It's, again, you don't want to be stuck making these interest payments. They're not fun. If I can make this all fit in here. There we go. Okay, so my interest is that $11.25. Now I would find my new balance, and to do that, it is just taking that $500 plus that $11.25, and you're going to get $511.25 for your final balance on that account, or on that statement. Okay, so that was with a small balance. Now let's do one more question with a larger balance. We'll go to the next page. We're going to take this $28,000. We're only going to make that $100 payment. So $28,145 minus 100 is going to get me $28,045 that I still owe. Now let's take our 38% and we're going to divide it by 12. And that is going to get us a percentage of 3.2%. So for this month, we're hitting 3.2%. Okay. Now we can multiply. We're going to take that 2845 times 0.032 to get interest, which this is going to be a lot of interest here because we have so much. With such a high unpaid balance, it's going to be $897.44. Because you didn't pay off that credit card in time, you are paying almost an extra $1,000 in interest. Absolutely insane. Okay, pay off your credit cards. So to find our final balance, it's $28,045 plus that $897.44 to get me a final balance. of $28,942.44. So the moral of the story is pay off your credit cards. Okay, we have homework this week. It's going to look just like these last few slides. So the Jamboard is posted. Make sure you are completing all your work and submitting it before next week. Thank you and have a great week.